everyone! Stitch battle is taking place today. Our main task is to build a stitch and then arrange a battle.
Oh!
My hero will be much stronger and better. Now I can say with confidence that you don't have a single chance to build a normal stitch. I've already come up with a plan, and now I need to quickly run to my side.
Woohoo! Mikey has decided to get to work now, but I'd better get ready now and take all the necessary blocks for construction. I will make a huge stitch that can beat everyone. The peculiarity of this character is that he is very small in reality, but has incredible strength and can lift even the heaviest objects. I'm starting to build a leg. We need to make it very wide and big. But here it is important not to make a single mistake, because if I somehow put the block incorrectly, then my building will not come to life after that and will not be able to walk normally. I'm using dark blue blocks now because that's the kind of skin and fur he has. I will build the best stitch, but I constantly need to look around because I have a very bad feeling about this. Mikey can come here at any moment and ruin my work, so I'm not going to relax. There are still a lot of difficulties ahead of me that I will have to face. The most important thing now is to finish the leg.
I see that you've already started working, but you didn't realize that I was actually throwing a lot of lava at you. All the blocks that you set will burn.
Uh-oh. Mikey just attacked me, but in the end, he caught fire himself. Everything that I have managed to build during this time is completely in lava, and I need to remove it as quickly as possible. I'll definitely get back at him one day, but now I can't get mad and I'll keep building. We have a limited time, and if I don't make it, then the battle won't take place. Okay, deep breath. I just placed the final piece of the left leg, and now the right leg is coming together block by block. I swear, once Stitch is standing with both legs strong and balanced, he's gonna look like a superhero ready to take over the Minecraft universe. But honestly, how am I supposed to forget the glorious moment when you casually poured a giant lava bucket all over my first Stitch build like it was tomato sauce on spaghetti? Yeah, no, it's time I balance the scales with fire, precision, and style. Oops. All right, time to get started on the second leg. Gotta make sure it's the perfect mirror of the first one, or else Stitch is gonna look like he's leaning over to tie his shoe mid-battle. All right, activating jet boost in 3, 2 dots, 1 factorial, whoosh, ascending to maximum height. I want to be right on top of this wall so I can get the perfect angle to witness the fiery disaster I'm about to unleash upon Mikey's masterpiece. Flint and steel in hand. Position locked in. Wind blowing dramatically. And now, with just the tiniest spark from this legendary lighter, poof! Your colorful chaos castle is officially going down in flames, my friend.
JJ, this is the worst day of my Minecraft life.
Mikey, consider this poetic justice served extra crispy. That lava bath you gave me earlier, this is just my way of saying thanks with fire. Now, back to business. My Stitch still needs floppy blue ears, a laser blaster, and maybe a banana backpack. Priorities. Oh, okay. You made your point, Mr. Fire King, but mark my words, this is only the beginning, because next round, I'm bringing the TNT, the flying pigs, and a surprise you won't see coming until it explodes in your face. Huh? All right, I'm starting with the left leg. Has to be thick enough to support Stitch's whole body, but also looks strong and cartoonishly cute. Gotta balance power and fluffiness here. Classic Stitch logic. Now I'm layering in some darker blue wool near the joints for that extra depth. Because, let's be real. A flat blue stick just isn't gonna cut it. My Stitch needs to have knees that say, I'm adorable, but I can kick down a creeper fortress. Oh, okay, adding the final bits of detail to the feet, and boom. One leg down, one more to go. Honestly, at this rate, my Stitch is looking 10 times better than the lava-baked mess Mikey tried to build. No offense. Actually, full offense. And there we go. Both legs are done. Oh, perfectly symmetrical, sturdy, like iron golem thighs, but stylish like a fashion-forward alien. If this Stitch doesn't win the battle just by standing there, I'll personally eat my diamond pickaxe.
Surprise attack! You thought I was just chilling over here? Boom! Say goodbye to your fancy Stitch legs, JJ.
8! reach. Okay, stay calm. I need to patch these craters fast before Mikey gets any wild ideas about round 2. Focus, JJ. Dirt, stone, wool. Ugh, even gravel if I have to. Just plug the holes and don't scream.
Yeah.
Okay, ground stabilized. Legs slightly crispy but salvageable. Time to fix the damage. Left leg first. Wool here, blue concrete there. We are not letting this stitch collapse on my watch.
Oh,
Just look at this mess. The entire lower half is scorched like burnt toast. All right, no time to complain. I've got to rebuild these legs from the ground up, starting with reinforced blue concrete for extra strength, a few layers of wool for the texture, and maybe even some obsidian. All right, enough is enough. If Mikey wants war, he's got it. Activating vertical boost, up I go. Time to take this battle to the skies and deliver my own brand of explosive surprise. Slipping inside the left leg, quietly. Placing TNT block after TNT block nice and snug. He'll never see it coming. This leg's about to be a stylish landmine. And now, into the right leg we go. Same plan, stealth TNT installation complete. When the time is right, Stitch is gonna kick back. And Mikey's jaw is gonna hit the floor.
Huh. We need to finish Stitch as soon as possible.
All right, now onto the right leg. Nice and easy. I have to be extra sneaky with this one. If I place the TNT too close to the surface, Mikey might notice, and the whole plan goes kaboom too early. All right, starting fresh. This time, no distractions, no lava, no TNT, just pure focus. I'm building the base of the left leg using reinforced blue concrete blocks, nice and sturdy. Stitch isn't just a cute alien, he's a warrior, so his legs need to look like they could run through a wall and still keep moving. Oh, now I'm adding the details. Blue wool for texture, darker shades near the joints, and even some little toes using buttons and slabs. It's gotta be symmetrical, but still a little goofy, you know? Because it's Stitch. He's weird, and that's what makes him awesome. Gotta make sure the feet are perfectly aligned. Okay, legs complete. They're even strong and they scream, "I'm ready for battle!" Now it's time to move up and start building the torso. This is where things get serious. I need to nail the shape, the belly, and maybe even add his little claws poking out. I keep building Stitch. Oh, I just started building it from the bottom. Namely, I started building again. And so far, if I looked at it beforehand, I think it's actually working very well. But at the moment I only have legs so far, I think that in principle, it will look like in the future, it's much cooler because I'm trying to make it more detailed and exactly so that it looks exactly like it. So I think I have a little more time left. Very soon it will be fully ready. Just a little wait. Woohoo! I also need to build just the same body for him, his head and his ears, which are just the same, very large and beautiful. I will need to make everything so that everything is clear and similar, because I am making him very large and he will look very beautiful. So I hope that I have everything will work out and my idea is really being implemented. But so far, if you look at it visually, then I really like it and it turns out very similar. Therefore, in no case do I stop. I continue to build and build in order to finally finish it and look at my very cool result that I will succeed. Also, you still need to try to make it exactly voluminous so that it definitely turns out to be very beautiful. Because if I build it in an ordinary flat way, then most likely I won't succeed and it will turn out to be a pretty very bad building, but I don't need it. On the contrary, I try to do everything so that it is very beautiful and most importantly, it was very similar to a real Stitch. You will need to compare it with his picture. Oh, now I'm going to put up a couple more blocks and just go and compare them in order to make sure that everything fits exactly. And I'm building everything correctly because we have just such a picture hanging there of who we are building and accordingly, I can calmly see from it whether I'm really building that. Woohoo! Well, I just made sure and realized that I was actually building everything, and I was doing pretty well. And not that it was working very well, but it was also very beautiful, and I also needed to take into account that what I was doing was pretty much really similar to what I was actually doing. Dell is very happy about this, and I think that soon we need to see how things are going with Mikey. I wonder what he's doing there. I'm watching it. It's not clear that it looks like a golem wants to run somewhere. Oh, it doesn't even look like what we're building, but nothing. Now, I think it will be a lot of fun after he runs. Woohoo! Now he's completely without legs and definitely won't run anywhere. Apparently, most likely he wanted to send him so that he could go and stop me, but nothing worked out for him. And now, on the contrary, he's running away from him. In fact, it's pretty funny, and I think that we should rather continue to build further. Ho-ho! I'm still building the Stitch. Huh? Now, I can just build calmly and not worry that someone might attack me or, on the contrary, start interfering with me because most likely he is now spending much longer with him there, even than I think, because he ran off somewhere into the woods and he went to stop him and catch up with him, in fact. In fact, it's very funny. Well, I won't get distracted by this anymore, and I'll just keep building because I still have quite a lot of work ahead of me, and I hope that soon I will be able to finish and look at this result. Ho-ho! In fact, I'm still building his body because it's pretty much the largest object I'm building, and all these buildings need to be built correctly so that it's level. And the most important thing is that it should be beautiful, because if I suddenly get lazy somewhere and do it wrong, then it will turn out to be pretty very ugly later. But on the contrary, I don't need it, and I need it to turn out pretty well. That's why I'm building now, and every time I make sure that it doesn't matter and every block is in its place. Everything will be ready very soon. Uh-oh. Oh no, come on, stop it. On the contrary, you're bothering me now, and I don't need to do this at all. Come on, stop throwing lava bombs at me. Oh no!
Woohoo! This is a little surprise for you so that you can build even longer and you won't succeed. Come on, good luck. I hope you lose.
Uh-oh. In fact, he made me quite a lot of problems and quite a lot of trouble because initially I thought that these would be ordinary lava bombs. And in fact, it would be nothing terrible because I would not have caught fire. But as soon as I saw her, I started throwing water. And as we know, if water and lava mix, it turns out to be a stone. And accordingly, he wanted to stop me, but that's okay, I won't stop and I won't give up. On the contrary, now I will remove everything that I can and I will have time, and then we will continue to finish everything. The most important thing is to remove the main blocks, and the fact that there is lava here is nothing terrible. It will not affect anything in any way because the most important thing is that the main blocks are preserved and not damaged in any way. And because of this, I just removed only the boulders that formed, and all the other blocks cannot even. After all, everything seems to be fine there because I don't have much time left and I need to be ready for everything. So now I need to try to do it all as soon as possible. You also need to be very careful. Ho-ho! Because Mikey might show up at any moment, and I'll do something bad here again. And I don't want to do it, because if he does it again, I'll definitely build it for a long time, because he stopped me pretty well anyway. Therefore, now I am also very attentive in order to notice it in advance and immediately stop it. So now I'm just continuing to build further, and I think that soon I will definitely be able to finish it all, and we will already be able to see the result that I really succeed. Ho-ho! Well, I got a little distracted, and I can say now that I'm just starting to finish building his face. I'm doing everything to make it more or less similar so that everything works out for me. Well, visually, even I like it all so far, and I already want to see the end result myself. By the way, it turned out to be quite cute, and I can even say that I really like it myself. And by the way, now I'm going to make his very beautiful and big ears. They should also turn out to be very beautiful because this is also the main part of it. And by the way, then you will need to go down to the feet where the lava was. I will do this because the lava is already there and all the glass is left, and there is one baker who will need to be removed anyway. Woohoo! I really like his big and beautiful ears. They are really very beautiful, and you can say that they are the ones that make him stand out very much. And it's actually pretty cool, and I really like it. Well, now just like I said, I'm going to clean up the cobblestones that were left after the lava that Mikey just poured, who wanted to interfere with me very much, but you can see that his actions with them practically didn't bother me, and I'm pretty good at it right now. Ho-ho! All that remains is to remove the cobblestone. After after I remove all the cobblestones that were formed here because of the lava, I still need to remember to make his nails, which I missed. This is also a mandatory moment for me to make it work for sure, and it's actually quite cool that I have such a huge one. I think that in any case, he should win, because it's just that even with his size, but nothing will happen. Very soon, just the same battle, and we'll see for sure who turned out to be pretty very cool and who didn't. We need to finish building the back of the body a little more, and basically everything will be ready. Woohoo! That's such a cool big stitch I got, and Mikey's is kinda small and ugly. I don't think he has any chance against me. Woohoo! He ran to attack, but my stitch. In fact, it was expected, and I can't even imagine what he was hoping for, so I think it's time for us to take stock.
Oh! In fact, I'm even surprised that you managed to build such a big stitch. And yet you really won. I admit defeat.
Oh, yes, I agree. My stitch turned out to be the best. I'm JJ, and today we had a stitch construction battle with Mikey, which I won because mine turned out to be much cooler. That's how our wonderful adventure ended.